Welcome to Cracked Rackets. This is your host, Peri Sheinin, and I am bringing you this match between Princeton and San Diego. It is Sunday, March 14th. We are getting through the spring season. San Diego ranked number 16 in the nation, taking on number 29 Princeton. As we can tell by the blue courts, we are in San Diego. The San Diego Toreros are 9-4 on the season, coming off a 6-1 win over number 54 Memphis. We are starting here on court number 1, where we have Adrian Barut, Lambaruland. Jumping backhand action to start things off here. On the far side, Princeton, dressed in all black, we see Paulin Chopse and Landon Ardila. These teams have met 2005. San Diego leads 7-1 overall. College tennis fans or fans of Princeton or San Diego might remember their last meeting in March 2023. Exactly 3 years ago, Princeton won 4th in San Diego. The teams have not met since.
Come on, boys! Let's go, baby. Come on.
The Tigers came to San Diego back in 2023 and got the ever win over the Toreros. And here we are back in San Diego. That was a good eye from the Toreros.
Come on, boys!
Ball just sail along. Doubles is quick.
Here we go, Timo!
With big serves, all 4 of these players here, huge servers. So it's going to be a quick set, no ad scoring. After doubles, we will head into the singles portion of this match. It's first to 4 points overall. So in doubles, which is only worth 1 point, you have to win 2 out of 3 of the singles matches in action. 2 out of 3 of the double sets in action, rather. And then during the singles portion, depending on who wins the doubles point, that team would then only have to win 3 of the singles matches in action. We change ends here on the top court, and we can switch on over to court number 2 as we introduce all of the players in action today. Oliver Carvey and Vince Morisco from San Diego are taking on Top Ninjuzian and Mika Began from Princeton.
Let's go!
San Diego is bringing tangible energy to this match so far, very early on, but we can see a little bit of that revenge energy going on. After dropping a 4-3 match to Princeton right here at home 3 years ago, these teams have not faced off. Here on court number 3, we have Manvidas Balsinas and Stan Clausen from San Diego. And on the far side, we see Sebastian Seck and Alexander Petri. Toreros have taken all 3 of the first games. And if this is any indication of how this match is going to play out, we see all energy right now from San Diego. Neither teams made indoor here. They both lost to Arizona State, playing the same kickoff tournament. Arizona State takes down Princeton 4-3, takes down San Diego 4-2. It was a pretty tough kickoff. Ivy League men's tennis seemingly gotten stronger every year, if that's even possible. Beyond multiple NCAA champion Michael Zhang out of Colombia, we see the teams in general have gotten so strong. Princeton, this ACAC championship with a 4-3 win over Colombia in the finals. It is such an exciting notion to win the ECACs, but especially with a 4-3 win in the finals. That left ball for San Diego. San Diego is eating right now. It's all rise for the. Since stepping on the court, it's been a very physical match. Physically, San Diego's just looking to strike first, looking to be more explosive at net. Both teams have dropped 4 matches so far this season. San Diego 9-4 overall. Princeton has played a few more matches and also won a few more. Tigers are 13-4 this year. And another volley play. Manfred Salcianis is a sophomore out of Netherlands for San Diego, closest to us on our side. He's partnered with Stian Klaassen, a redshirt senior out of the Netherlands as well. And of course, we know the name Klaassen from the ITA All-American Championships in doubles back in 2025. Klaassen claimed the title with his teammate Oliver Tarvey. He was also an All-American on the doubles court last season. Klaassen and Tarvey ended up going into NCAAs as the #1 overall seed last year in his redshirt junior year. They set the San Diego program record for single season win, 32-8 mark. It's both honor and a lot of pressure to be ranked #1 in the nation, especially going into a tournament like NCAAs. All eyes are on you. And you certainly have a target. Everyone who plays the #1 player always feels free to swing out. It's a lot less scary to play the player who is #1 to be the player #1. The untold truth of college tennis. Everyone is vulnerable when you put enough pressure on them. Huge serve. Toreros continue to roll on court number 3. Let's hop back on over to court number 2 here as we see 1-all. It has almost been impossible for the Tigers to get going because of these big servers from San Diego, and also just because of the vocal energy. Princeton has not even had a chance to really say anything because San Diego is just cheering the whole time, basically. It's a continuous dialogue. San Diego is led by head coach Billy Pate. Pate is now in his 15th season. Princeton, rather, is led by Billy Pate in his 15th season, his 33rd overall. Back in 2020, Billy Pate led the Princeton Tigers to their highest ranking on record. That was number 18 in the nation. Tigers now. Billy Pate played at Mississippi State University, where the Bulldogs advanced to the SEC final in 1991. Looking across the courts right now, court 1, 2-1 lead for San Diego, court 3, 2-love lead for San Diego. So early on, this is a must-have moment. Just hang on, try to put a little bit of scoreboard pressure on San Diego, because it already feels like San Diego could run away with this doubles. Questionable moment here on court number 2. Tigers are appealing to the chair, but it seems like the call stands. So it's a 2-1 lead for the University of San Diego. Here on court number 1 has just been all San Diego as well. A little bit of movement from Princeton. San Diego is led by coach Ryan Keckley. Keckley is in his 11th season as coach of the Toreros. He's led this team to the WCC championship title 17 times. It's a Vita Scarolitis number there. 17 times, including 9 Torero All-American campaigns. Keckley played at Notre Dame and earned the 3rd most doubles victories in program history at 81. It's really important early on in a match to establish yourself from the baseline, get your rhythm. But all of these players are really ready to go at net. I've seen a ton of net action. They're taking advantage of any opportunity. Especially San Diego. It almost feels like San Diego just really had a ton of coffee this morning or something, because all of a sudden, as soon as they stepped on the court, it's just been San Diego looking for every chance. And even though that was a missed overhead, it feels like this match right now is on the Torero's racket a little bit. They're controlling so many points. Another ace. These players are like John Isner out here. They're just hitting their spots almost every point, setting up the net player. And of course, this is how doubles is ideally, is just serve +1, and then the net player takes it. But very rarely is it executed to that level. And we see right now, I mean, number 16 in the nation for a reason. Baru and Ruland not fooling around on court 1. That's very clear. Luke Wieland is only a freshman. He's playing like a lot more mature. Definitely playing like an upperclassman, physicality like an upperclassman, really a lot of positive energy. Lambert Ruland, a redshirt junior out of Germany. It definitely helps to pair a freshman with an upperclassman, because as an underclassman, a lot changes in college tennis. You go from everything being about yourself to all of a sudden, it's all about the team. And the ratio changes between classes, social life, academic, athletic pressures. It's all a different balance in college. So it's always helpful within a doubles team to establish that chemistry with an older player who certainly knows the way around the campus and just knows how to navigate the new routine. It's all San Diego on court number 1. These two are an excellent duo, so it's 4-1 for San Diego. Princeton is fighting back here on court number 2. And so much of what happens on the courts around you affects the energy on your court. So court number 2, very crucial right now for Princeton men's tennis, because it's a 4-1 lead for San Diego on 1 and a 4-love lead for San Diego on 3. So if Princeton can keep it close, keep the hope alive a little bit within this doubles point for the Tigers, that could be huge for courts 1 and 3. Just to tell them, hey, I'm still here. I'm still fighting. Sometimes you just have to make them hit another ball. But again, I've only seen the unforced errors out of the San Diego Racquets are basically coming on overheads and volleys. So it means that Toreros are controlling points. Toreros are at net. They're looking to finish balls. They're not going to be perfect and hit a winner on every ball, but Princeton is getting pushed back across the courts right now. That was going to be a rip. That was a good idea from the Tigers. That was certainly a chance to put some pressure on the net player. Toreros certainly look ready, though. Whenever there's a court with a player who has won All-Americans, you can just tell. It's like their racket is a magnet, just attracting the ball every time, drawing the ball to them. And that's what we see here with Oliver Tarve. He looks so comfortable, so confident in the doubles court, as he should be. Former #1 ranked player in doubles. But we can tell how much confidence he also brings to the way that he uses power from the ground, loads and explodes into the ball. Whether he's at the baseline or at net, he's drawing the ball to him. San Diego is a wall. San Diego is not going anywhere on court #2. Meanwhile, this match may not finish if the other two continue at the pace that they are. So let's actually hop on over to court #3. So it's 5-love for the Toreros. Check out the defense to offense right there. That is exactly what I mean when I say that San Diego has been on offense the whole time. It doesn't mean that they're stepping into every ball. It's more so that they're finding a way to recover every time that the table turns slightly to put them on defense. They're flipping that switch right back. That was a beautiful point from San Diego. Balciunas and Klassen look very comfortable together on the court. By March, in college tennis, if you're playing with the same partner consistently, or at least you have a sense of their game, you can kind of start to know where they will be in the court. That's a beautiful second serve, though, from Princeton. And let's face it, down 5-love, Tigers have to go for that. It no longer helps just to make your opponent play when you're down 5-love. You've got to do something a little bit bigger, a little bit more special. So that certainly works. And another Torero overhead. They just keep on coming here on court #3. San Diego coming off that 6-1 win over number 54 Memphis. So they're definitely bringing some confidence into this matchup. That was a matchup that saw San Diego take the doubles point. Ended up being in a tiebreak. Court #2 of Tarve and Marisco ended up winning that match 7-6 to claim the doubles point. Ended up being very important, helping them run through the majority of the singles. That is great fight from the Tigers. They are down but not out. That was a beautiful comeback there within that point. Doubles is so much fun. It's so quick, but then it's also a really wild situation when you're getting overheads hit at you so hard and then you're able to turn around and win that point. It's kind of worth 2 points. Emotionally, 2 points. Toreros are all over it though. We see court number 2 still battling. Court 1, Princeton also staying alive there. Toreros are serving so big that they're taking off pressure from their baseline game. And that's really nice too. Because if you can serve so well that you know that you have to hit either one ball or just one volley after that, it's kind of ideal. And that is game, set, and match on court number 3. As Manvidas Balciunas and Stan Klassen take that one 6-1. Here on court number 1, it's 4-2. As a reminder now, Princeton will need to win both of these doubles matches in action in order to claim the doubles point. San Diego only needs one of these remaining matches. We are only playing 1 set, so it's quick. Upon last check, it was a 3-2 lead for the Toreros on court number 2. So San Diego still in the lead on the 2 remaining courts. That was an amazing volley. Fully stretched out there. A little Federer-esque. Luke Weiland achieved a career-high junior ranking of number 126. He had 5 ITF doubles titles to his name. He was also a Swiss junior national champion. And the firepower still. And after a 2-second break, we are back with this 4-2 lead for San Diego. So it's 4-2 on court number 2, 5-2 on court number 1. Beautiful ball striking there from Princeton. And right now it feels like San Diego's hitting a bit of a higher quality ball, which again is just by default pushing Princeton back. And when you're being pushed back in singles, sometimes you can buy yourself a little bit of time if you get the ball high and deep in order to step back in on the next ball. But in doubles, it's not as easy because if you're pushed back and the net player cuts over to poach and closes the net, that's kind of it for the point. We see Princeton looking to go for a little bit too much right now. One game away on court number 1. Meanwhile, we see the Toreros continuing to work on court number 2. So it's a bit of a race to the finish at this point, within the doubles point for San Diego. And again, we look on the left side of our screen. San Diego is moving through the volleys regardless of if they're hitting the ball late. That ball was hit really late off the Torero racket, but it was all in. We were closing the net regardless. And I love that mindset. Because at the end of the day, if you come into net and you don't hit the best volley, you're there anyway, so might as well. Might as well just sell it and close the net and try to give yourself the best chance to win the point. And that's exactly what the Toreros did. And they were rewarded for that. That was a great play. Seems like Toreros are working with a lot of open court right now. It was a nice overhead from Princeton on court number 1. San Diego is 6-3 at home this year. They did come off a heartbreaking 4-3 loss to number 35 UCLA in late February. That was at home. That was their last loss. Princeton staying alive on court number 1. And earlier I talked about how important it is to just keep yourself out on the court in the doubles point, which is very true because you look at court number 1, that match could have easily been over by now. Shake hands, doubles point is done. But we're still battling on court number 1, and we're still battling on court number 2 because now it's a 4-3 lead for the Toreros rather on court number 2. Princeton is totally in that. And court number 2 has been close all match so far. So it's a huge tribute to the Tigers and to their fight and to the I'm not out till I'm out mentality. Because court number 1 could have totally been over. It felt like all the momentum was with San Diego, and I would argue that it still is. But the fact that Princeton is still out there is very impressive. San Diego is continuing to look at the crowd, hype up the crowd in between points. That's the nice thing about playing at home. Not only do you not have the wear and tear of travel, but you also have your home crowd. You have your friends and family coming out to support. It's a really cool feeling. College tennis has grown so much, especially over recent years. We've seen some really, really packed stadiums in men's and women's tennis. Huge serve from San Diego again on court number 1. It's going to be tough to break the Toreros if they're serving like this. We could very well be in our final moments of this doubles point. And I also appreciate how Torero's head coaches and assistant coaches are connecting with their players between every point. They're really continuing that energy going. And it just feels like a constant conversation between player and coach. And there it is. Game, set, and match. Doubles point to the San Diego Toreros. And unfortunately for Princeton, court number 2 does not get to continue playing that match. So we are playing clinch today. The doubles point going the way of San Diego, and a pretty one-sided doubles point. Princeton certainly fought hard, and now we will head into the singles portion of our match, where we will see each singles match worth 1 point. San Diego, number 16 in the nation, will need to win 3 out of 6 of these singles matches. Princeton, number 29, will need to win 4. This is Peri Sheinin. You can go grab the popcorn because we will be here throughout this entire college tennis match. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our CrossCourt cast. This is your host, Peri Sheinin, and we are bringing you this match between number 29 Princeton and number 16 San Diego. Just moments ago, we saw San Diego taking the doubles point in a pretty dominant fashion. So it's 1-love for San Diego as we head into singles. San Diego Toreros will need 3 of these 6 singles matches to win the overall match. Princeton will need 4. And we are starting here on court number 1, where Oliver Tarvey is taking on Paul and Chopspay. The University of San Diego is 13-4 on the season. Princeton is 13-4, San Diego 9-4. So both teams have dropped 4 matches this year. Princeton has played a little bit more tennis. But both teams fell to Arizona State earlier this season, and that did not allow them to make the ITA indoors. So, at kickoff, they had the same kickoff, and they lost to the same team. So in that sense, they're in the same boat. But right now, the advantage is certainly with San Diego. Toreros have come out with a ton of energy. It's clear that San Diego did not forget what happened almost exactly 3 years ago today, when Princeton came to San Diego, handed the Toreros their first loss in this overall matchup to make the overall record 7-1 in favor of San Diego when they're taking on Princeton. Princeton ended up winning that match 4-3. And here on court number 1, we see Oliver Tarvey, now in his senior season. He was the 2024 ITA Singles All-American Championships title winner. He also won the ITA All-American Doubles Championships in 2024 with Stian Klaassen. 2025 ITA All-American in singles and doubles. And Wimbledon, when he got a quali wild card, that was in 2025. What an honor to play on the grass at the All England Club. Oliver Tarvey's career highlights are more like an extended novel at this point. Tarvey became only the 5th player ever to sweep the ITA All-American Championships back in fall of 2024. Only the 5th player ever to get both singles and doubles titles there at All-Americans. As part of his bio, Tarvet said that he can deadlift 500 pounds. We can see with that service power. Could certainly believe that. Looking across the courts, it's going to be really important for Princeton to get a quick start here somehow. Just hold serve, put some scoreboard pressure on San Diego across the courts. Now let's head on over to court number 2. On court 2, we have Minvitis Balciunas taking on at Top and Juzien. So we are changing ends here. And San Diego, again, with the advantage overall here. Here on 3, Lyndon Ardilla has taken the opening game over Vincent Morisco. San Diego has all international players. None from the States, all 9 players coming from outside the U.S. And back on court 1, we have Tarvin and Chopsby. Huge forehand. And the way that Tarvin moves his feet is actually ridiculous because it's very intense, but the top half of his body is very calm, very relaxed. And he has quick footwork, quick adjustment steps. It's really, really excellent footwork to watch. That is a beautiful point from Chopsby. And if that's what Princeton has to do to win a point right now, that is ridiculous. And we're seeing Chopsby press the issue a little bit, which makes sense because of the way that Tarvin covers the court. And just because of the sheer ball quality that he creates off his racket. And we will see that likely across the courts if San Diego continues to create this high quality ball. It puts so much pressure on you as an opponent because it makes the court so small. The ball's coming at you fast, it's kicking up high. It's a lot tougher to build points and quote unquote play your tennis when your opponent is hitting the ball out of your strike zone consistently. And Chopsby's approach was right to the Tarvin forehand. That was a pretty big risk. But also, if he meant it, that was kind of smart. Because hitting right at your opponent when you're approaching could be a good strategy. So, if you're a Princeton fan, that was a pretty interesting play. So it's 1-love here. for San Diego upon last check. Balciunas just in his sophomore season, out of the Netherlands, who's a 4-time Dutch national champion, 3 ITF junior titles. He achieved a career-high ITF junior ranking of number 110 in the world. And we see that now he is up 2 love. That forehand looking a little bit flat from the racket of Nidwan Johnson. He's not fully getting under it, and technically it is causing the ball to go into the net, but it's also causing the ball to sit there a little bit for Balciunas. Because if you're not fully getting under the ball and you're playing indoors, sometimes it can skid off the court and be more of an advantage for you, but outdoors that ball's kind of sit there. It's a great serve. Nidwan Johnson is going to have to come up with some big serving here to avoid an early deficit, because if you get into a hole early against San Diego, especially after they've taken the doubles point, it kind of does feel like everything would be slipping away. But as we look across the courts, it's pretty rare that we see Princeton is just down and out right away. Especially in doubles, we saw that too. Princeton is certainly here to battle. They're not going anywhere. But early on, Tigers do want to take a stand. Really establish themselves and get on the board across all the courts. A little bit too much there for Nidwan Johnson. He's playing with a pretty powerful racket, one that Babolat, one that has a lot of power and certainly needs spin to keep the ball in. It's a little bit like a trampoline. So we see that he's having a bit of trouble controlling the rally ball at the moment. But again, it's likely because Balciunas is creating such a high quality ball to start with. Because that will make your opponent look like they're in less control than they really are. It's a beautiful play from Nidwan Johnson. Definitely necessary for Princeton fans, but a great play. Nidwan Johnson is now in his senior season. Out of Bradenton, Florida. 3-time first team All Ivy League singles player. Meanwhile, ridiculous that Stian Klaassen plays number 4 singles for San Diego. That's ridiculous notion. As he takes on Sebastian Sek. Klaassen is in his redshirt senior season now. Out of the Netherlands. And his career highlights also read like a novel. An All-American champion in doubles playing number 4 in your singles lineup? That is ridiculous. '25 All-American as well in the doubles court. Clausen has been first team all WCC as well on the singles and doubles court. He was the U16 Dutch national champion back in juniors. His mom played D1 college basketball at DePaul. We see that good footwork runs in the family. Before college, Clausen achieved a career high ITF junior ranking of 179. Meanwhile, it's experience versus experience here, as Sebastian Sek is in his senior year. It's nice to see him back on court, as last year, unfortunately, he was sidelined because of injury. Back in 2023, Sek was ranked number 118 in the nation heading into that 2024 spring campaign in the singles preseason rankings. Ended up winning 23 singles matches for the Tigers. Won 18-7 in the spring. Beating a number of ranked players out of Columbia, Tulsa, Wisconsin. Big serving from the Tigers. Sebastian Sek was a blue chip recruit with an ITF ranking of 115 in the nation. 115 in the world, rather. Number 13 in the nation. Again, beautiful finish there from Sebastian Sek. If you're a Princeton fan, you've got to love how he closes the net so quickly. Not letting that ball drop. And in general, just using that aggressive mentality. Because right now when he's on serve, that's a must-have hold. And we see here on court number 5, Lambert Ruland with a 3-1 lead over Milan Markovic. Nice placement there on the serve.
Go, Sebi.
Milan Markovic in his sophomore season. He's originally out of Budapest, Hungary. Last season, in his first year in college tennis, won 18 singles matches, went 9-6 in dubs. His father, Laszlo Markovic, competed on the Pro Tour representing Hungary in Davis Cup and the Olympics. It's pretty cool, pro tennis running in the family. Because before Princeton, Markovic had an ATP professional ranking. He won his first ATP point in Italy at an ITF Pro Circuit event. Meanwhile, here on court number 6, Neo Niedner with a 3-love lead over Alexander Mitric. So right now, It's San Diego in front on a number of courts. And that's certainly, again, we talk about scoreboard pressure, we talk about momentum. These are things that are not necessarily in the stats, but right now it feels like a San Diego match. It feels like from the first moment of this match, Toreros were playing confidently at home, being big physical and emotional presence on the court, and just bringing that energy during every point. Neo Niedner is in his senior season. He's out of Frankfurt, Germany. Last season, he was a second-team All-WCC player. He won 24 overall singles matches, 15-6 in dual match play. He was 6-0 at number 5 singles for the Toreros. So to see a senior down at number 6, it's wild because he was so successful at number 5 last year. And so you would think on most teams they would move you up. But no, at San Diego, the level is so high on this team that he actually got moved down. Wow, that stayed in. Alexander Mitrich with incredible touch. That must have hit the back of the line. That was a beautiful lob. Mitrich is in his junior year. He's originally from Toronto, Canada. We see so many of these players on court today with 20 wins per season. On the singles court last year, Mitrich one of them as well, going 20-12 in singles. He won 12 doubles matches as well. He was ranked as high as number 1 in the Canadian junior rankings. You can't get much higher than that. He won the Canadian indoor singles national title in 2022. Great love for Neo Niedner, though. Let's hop on over to court number 3, because upon last check, it's 5-love for Landon Ardila on court number 3, and a must-have moment for Princeton to actually potentially claim the first set today. So if we can hop on over to court number 3, we can check out Landon Ardila, because after a match that has been all San Diego, all of a sudden, a little bit of hope for Princeton. To go up 5-love in about 10 minutes certainly shows that Ardila is able to swing out. He's able to find big targets, and potentially Morisco might be making some early unforced errors. Unless Ardila is just playing lights out and hitting winners on every point, which is possible. Seems the score just changed to indicate 5-1, so Morisco is on the board. Landon Ardila is a junior out of Plano, Texas. Last year went 16-11 on the singles court for Princeton. He earned a singles ranking of 105. And that approach shot was right to the forehand of Morisco. But we see that Ardila so far has certainly controlled this set. And if you know the last name Ardila, that makes sense because 2 of his siblings play college tennis. Daniel Ardila at Johns Hopkins, Ash Ardila at Wash U in St. Louis. Both of his parents played college tennis as well at UMBC. Right now, Ardilla's using that high heavy forehand just to push Morisco back. He's really doing what San Diego is doing to a lot of the Princeton players on other courts. Right now, Ardilla's the one who's creating a little bit more pop off that forehand side. A little bit more depth. That's beautiful point structure from Landon Ardilla. Before Princeton, he was ranked as high as number 3 in the nation. He was ranked 332 in the ITF junior rankings. And Ardilla has a really good footwork pattern right before he hits his forehand with those small adjustment steps, and then he has time to load. So it also shows that Morisco is not able to push him back enough because it seems like Ardilla's stepping into the court a lot, just like that. And that's a great set from Landon Ardilla. So after a dominant doubles performance from San Diego, we actually have our first set going the way of the Princeton Tigers. So Princeton has the first set on court number 3. And meanwhile here on 2, it is back to San Diego in power here as Belciunas up 4-1. There's so much unspoken that goes on during a tennis match, so much. And it feels right now that San Diego is still controlling that unspoken energy, that physical presence on the court is definitely going the way of the Toreros. And it helps so much to play at home. But it still feels like Princeton is hiding in a shadow a little bit right now. Tigers are certainly fighting, but looks like they're across the courts, waiting a little bit for San Diego to make an error, and the Toreros do not seem interested in doing that today. That's pretty aggressive tennis, though. We just saw Princeton turning on that forehand, creating that angle from the middle of the court, which is pretty impressive. Love that moment from going from defense to offense there. Needwin Johnson just made the decision. He said, okay, it's time to go for that ball. Those are 2 great points in a row from Princeton. Building on some momentum here. Right now it looks like the Toreros are in the lead on 4 out of 6 of the singles courts. And again, USD only needs 3. So it's 4-2. Interesting turn here. And it seems like we do have some first sets that are finishing up, and as soon as our scores update, we will bring you those updated scores. So 4-2 for Belciunas. It does seem like the momentum has shifted a little bit. Seems that Princeton has been able to find a bit of aggression, a bit of power. And whenever your opponent is hitting a higher quality ball, sometimes if you're able to take the ball early and redirect it, you might miss a few at first, but in the long run, that is the way to put more pressure on them. And we're seeing Princeton doing that a little bit here. Refusing to get pushed back. San Diego, again, leads this overall matchup 7-1 since 2005. The one loss to Princeton, that happened 2 years ago, right here in San Diego. So Toreros carry the momentum throughout the years as well. So it's going to be an uphill battle for Princeton across these courts to try to convince USD that they're in it. And 2 years is not a ton of time in college because some players are still there, but others have graduated. Team chemistry changes every year. So at the end of the day, this is a fresh slate. There's certainly a number of freshmen, a number of sophomores who are new to these programs. They did not play back then in 2023. We have a few red shirts who are probably on the bench watching because of injury. Now they're playing. So it's a whole new stack of players. Let's hop on over to court number 6. Because it does look like San Diego has a pretty big lead on court 6 as well. As Neo Nieder now has that 5-1 lead over Alexander Mitrich. We'll see if he's able to close out the set for a San Diego first set. And I like how Alexander Mitrich turns on that lefty forehand. I like how he makes most of the court into a forehand. And we're seeing that he's trying to be aggressive. He's trying to step in. You do have two options when your opponent is up 5-1. You can try to step in, take the ball early, as I previously said. Maybe miss a few balls, but that's okay. Or you can just wait for your opponent to miss, see if they start to get tight, because closing out sets literally feels like a whole new match sometimes.
Yes!
And it's clear which strategy Alexander Mitrich is taking. He is just running into the net. Not always on the right ball, but I respect the effort. I respect that he's trying to switch it around a little bit, try to be more of a presence out there. It's not a bad strategy. It's just not necessarily working. It's been some pretty solid tennis from Neo Nieder. Because as much as Alexander Mitrich has tried to disrupt Nieder, Nieder has just held his ground. He's not really getting pushed back, so even though Mitrich is charging the net, Nieder is just staying right on the baseline, finding the open court and saying, okay, you can come in, I'll pass you. And that's very tough to deal with. It's tough to deal with an opponent who doesn't seem that rattled.
Yes! Set on 6 boys!
Well, Neo Niedner said it himself. That is a set on 6 for San Diego. So San Diego with the first set. Princeton, obviously, with the help of Landon Ardilo, also with the first set. So if the scores are indeed accurate, it looks like it's a first set for both Princeton and San Diego so far. And in Chospe now with the 5-1 lead on court number 1. So we had some battles. They're still going on in the first sets, but there are also some more one-sided action that's going on. And this is certainly another example. It seems like Chospe is just taking it to Oliver Tarvett. Chair umpire confirms the call. That's a huge return from Chospe. Chospe is originally out of France. 2025 ITA All-American. Back in 2024, he was the Northeast Region Rookie of the Year. First team All-Ivy in singles 2024 and 2025. And we saw last season, he took down number 1 seed Sebastian Gorsny of Texas. I remember that, the NCAA championship. That was in the round of 32. That earned him All-American status. What an honor to both take down the number 1 seed in the country and then also become an All-American on the same day, in the same match. It's kind of unreal. He was number 22 in the world in the ITF junior rankings. He was the finalist of Wimbledon junior doubles and Orange Bowl junior doubles, both of those finals coming in 2022. It was a great shot from Chospe. We see the line on the court from the racket of Tarvett. That's wild. Obviously, Tarvett was sliding. But that's a very clear mark just from that slide. I think that just came from that slide. It's just too good right now. Princeton has an answer to everything. And Chospe is staying on the baseline, teeing off, and just not giving Tarvett anything to work with. Right now we are close to a first set for Princeton on court number 1. Meanwhile, San Diego on court number 2, putting on the pressure. We see Balciunas just covering so much court. He's really doing a good job with simple footwork. it seems like he's everywhere without necessarily overexerting himself. I mean, you can't really be there with the serve +1 there from Princeton, but in general, it seems like his footwork is very smooth. It seems like he's playing within himself. And there's a little bit of hope there from Oliver Tarvin on court number 1. That passing shot, one of the rare winners coming off of a San Diego racket on the top court. Needwin Johnson is really trying to thread the needle thin on that serve. That's beautiful serve +1 there. Needwin Johnson is able to get it to net quickly, and it certainly seems like he has to rush Balciunas, because otherwise if they stay baseline to baseline, it seems like Balciunas is the more consistent player. And by consistent, I mean hitting a higher quality ball more consistently. And on court number 1, that's first set for Inchauspé. So Princeton with 2 first sets. Wow. Okay, hands. That was an awesome dropper. So we change ends. It's 5-4 for Balciunas. And an excellent game from Needwin Johnson. Excellent game. Here on court number 4, which we can't forget about, neither of the fans. 4-2 for Clausen. So although there has been some bright spots for Princeton so far, Tigers are certainly in the singles portion. Certainly. It also feels like an uphill battle a little bit.
Go Tigers!
As Clausen has this 4-2 lead. Clausen has a nice loose arm on his forehand side. He doesn't seem to be holding a lot of tension there, so it's letting him really whip the ball, get a lot of action on it.
Yes, Seth. Yes. Come on, baby.
That was a bit of a tight backhand slice. Happens to the best of us. Clausen was definitely behind that backhand, could have swung through it.
First point, boys.
Cool to see that Sebastian Sek's sister, actually, Victoria, played at Ball State. She was a very good player. I grew up competing in similar circles on the East Coast. So it's 6-1 for Inchauspé on court number 1 as we change ends. We'll see if Tarvit's able to create any momentum early on in that second set, but right now we are checking out these 2 first sets. 5-4 for Balciunas, 4-2 for Clausen. Let's go full screen to court number 2, because it seems like This is a pretty big moment in the momentum of this match. Right now, Balciunas has been able to get a few errors, a few unforced off of Nidwan Johnson. We'll see if Princeton's able to decrease the errors, because right now Nidwan Johnson's creating a pretty big forehand. He was able to make some adjustments. Well, some adjustments, at least on the forehand side, but he has been struggling with that return a little bit. But it's because Balciunas is just kicking that ball so high. So that's the first set here on court number 2 for Balciunas. It is confirmed as we see the chair climbing down in between sets. So it's 6-4 set for Balciunas. Meanwhile, this match on court number 4 has become very close. If possible, let's actually hop to court number 5, as it does seem that the Toreros have a 5-4 lead upon last check, but the score might have been updated since then. So it's 4-3 for Clausen. Meanwhile, it's now 5-all. Okay. Okay, Milan Markovic able to tie us up at 5-all. This is huge. Ruland was up 5-4. And it seems like Markovic broke him. That's a tough moment for Markovic, though. A little bit of a slip up there. Nothing you can do about that. Seems like he lost his footing for a moment. But impressive that he was able to break Ruland, tie us back up at 5-all. So time check, we're an hour and a half into this match. After doubles, San Diego certainly had the momentum. But now that we're in singles, 2 first sets gone the way of Princeton, 2 first sets gone the way of San Diego. 2 first sets left to be determined, and San Diego needs 3 overall matches to claim this overall match. San Diego needs 3 singles matches. San Diego 9-4 on the season. Princeton has played a bit more. 13-4 this year. Both teams coming off pretty dominant victories. Princeton just took a 4-1 win over Pepperdine, whereas San Diego taking down number 54 Memphis 6-1. That's a serve +1 if I've ever seen one. Ruland seemed to lose a bit of power, though, on that return. Not all of his body weight was going into the court. It gave Markovic a chance to step in there. And we've also seen a little bit of a shift in energy. Honestly, it feels like Princeton has stayed about the same in terms of their energy level, but it does feel like the San Diego energy has gone down slightly, which again makes sense. They came out with so much energy, it was almost overwhelming. It's really exhausting in college tennis to be so energetic and so hyped up all the time. Usually it helps. Occasionally it can burn you out as a player, especially if you're a newer player, just kind of finding your groove and finding your way into things. Sometimes if a coach asks you to like bring all the energy and then it's an hour and a half into the match, it just feels like an uphill battle because you're thinking, okay, I brought all this energy to start the match, but then we're only one set in. For a second, I thought that was going to go in.
Come on! Let's go!
So a bit of an unlucky let court there for Princeton. Break right back for Lambert-Rouland. So he will look to serve this set out for the University of San Diego. So it's a 6-5 lead for San Diego. Meanwhile, 5-3 lead for Clausen. Looks like Clausen is continuing to find a way. More like find a way to win the important points, because this is a neck and neck set that truly feels like it has come down to just a few points. And unfortunately for Princeton fans, those points have been on the racket of Clausen. So 2 more first sets to determine, and it's Torero's lead on both of those. Oh, that could have been good. I respect the effort there from Clausen, but that was also extremely low probability. But hey, if you're up 5-3, I guess you might feel comfortable enough to go for that down the line, maybe. There's a feeling that if San Diego is able to win both of these first sets, and they end up with 4 first sets, it could be a complete momentum swing in the way of the Toreros. Again, San Diego playing at home, leading Princeton 7-1 overall since 2005. Coming off a dominant win over a team ranked 54 in the nation. Obviously, that is a should win for San Diego, as the Toreros are ranked 16 this year. But it does feel like when you're playing a top team, even though these are both top teams, when you're playing a top team and you don't win more than 2 first sets in singles, it's gonna hurt. It's certainly gonna hurt. Clausen was trying to outslice Sebastian Sek there, and it almost worked. But that is also a mindset that often results in more defensive behavior, and we saw that there with Clausen. He had a few chances to step into that backhand. He chose to slice every time, and then Sebastian Sek kind of was able to turn on the jets and just hit through Clausen's backhand there. Even though you might want to buy the end of a first set, cannot be purchased. Clausen is going to have to find a way to hit through that backhand side. And again, the slices are coming out on court number 4. So it's 5-4 as we change ends. Clausen will look to serve it out. He's still on serve. Let's go full screen to 5 while we wait for them to change ends. Okay, so another first set going the way of San Diego. It was gritty, but Lambert-Rouland pulls it out 7-5. So we can hop back on over to court number 2 now. where we see Belciunas took the first set over Nidwen Junzhen, but it's a 1-love lead for Princeton in the second set. So already that's kind of what you want to see if you're Princeton. Dropping the first set, not necessarily losing your composure, just letting it be, and then moving on. Three first sets so far. Three first sets for San Diego. And we see Belciunas tying things up here on court number 2. If possible, let's hop back on over to our last remaining first set on court number 4. See if Clausen and Sek are back playing. Perfect timing. Watching these points, it feels like there is certainly a little bit of Princeton hope, but the quality of ball that these players are creating is so high that it almost at the same time, it just feels like Clausen is still right there. It feels like the set is right there for the taking for him. They're both creating a forehand that really just explodes off the court. And they're both loading. They both seem to have a fair amount of space and time to hit the ball. So there's no reason why Clausen couldn't just take this. But Sebastian Sek is fighting. He's certainly here to play, here to stay. Sometimes you just have to make your opponent play. And we saw Clausen kind of rushing to the net there. Kind of just approaching and hoping that Sek would miss that ball because that was right to his forehand. And it's easier said than done, but sometimes in moments of tension, you actually should probably just wait to see if your opponent gives you an opportunity, because there Clausen rushed into the net so quickly that it only gave Sebastian Sek one option, which is hit hard right at him. And there's that backhand again from Clausen. Just not willing to swing through it right now. And Sebastian Sek is much too good to allow something like that to just occur on the court. He's going to take advantage of it for sure. And he is. He's certainly stepping in. Sebastian Sek is doing everything that Princeton fans would want right now. Just breaking down that Clausen backhand, daring him to say, okay, well, you can slice once or twice, but I'm just going to keep on hitting it high, heavy to that slice. That's a super uncomfortable shot. It's a nice passing shot from Sebastian Sek. So we are at 5-all now after a not very convincing display of aggression there from Clausen. Right now for Clausen, it's going to be important to just get back to structuring the point, building the point, and playing the type of tennis that got him up 5-3 against Sek, because right now it feels a little bit too spastic, a little too chaotic of like running in or really slicing backhands. It seems like there are two extremes here. Sebastian Sek is just targeting that backhand side. It's the same story every point. Target the backhand of Klaassen. Break down the backhand of Klaassen. That is just a one-track mind right now for Sebastian Sek, which is smart. It's working. And for Klaassen, maybe take a step back. Try to see if you can find your forehand a little bit more. Because hitting backhands against that power and spin from Sebastian Sek is not working.
Let's go now, come on, boys! Let's go, you come on, man. Let's go, that ball. Come on, man.
And it's still the first set here, but on court number 3, score update that it's now 4-1 for Vincent Morisco in about 10 minutes in the second set. So Landon Ardilla from Princeton took a great first set. It looks like we're going to 3 on that court, so we'll keep our eye out for that. But right now, that's a tough shot. That's a tough let court for Klaassen. Went from being a low volley that Klaassen was going to try to defend to then an easier ball on top of the net. It's a tough turn. It's a battle of the backhand slices here. Sebastian Sek getting in there too. Sometimes when your opponent's tight, it can make you really tight. And we see that Sebastian Sek is fighting himself a little bit there. As uncomfortable as it is to be nervous in a match, it's always helpful to remember that your opponent is probably just as nervous or a little more nervous. And we see here on the left side of our screen, court number 3, we are very close to splitting sets. Landon Ardilla played such a nice first set against Vincent Morisco. But after a quick first set, it's often tough because sometimes you don't have your rhythm either. So if your opponent's missing a lot, you also haven't really hit that many balls. So it's possible that Morisco is more back in rhythm now. That's a beautiful point from Vincent Morisco. My gosh, the hands are next level there. right side of our screen, very interesting turn as Clausen has won the last 2 points off of Sebastian Sek nervous errors, which is brutal for Princeton because Sebastian Sek was the one just moments before who was hitting through the ball and Clausen was not. Seems to have switched a little bit in that momentum. There's so many small moments within a game and even within a point that can determine how confident you are. And we are seeing right now Sebastian Sek's body weight going a little bit farther back, but now that's Clausen who mishits a forehand. 2 mishit forehands in a row from these players. So Sebastian Sek taking the lead 6-5 from down 5-4 to up 6-5, from down 5-3 really to up 6-5. Meanwhile, let's hop on over to court number 1 here. Paul and Shaspe with a pretty quick first set for Princeton. But Oliver Tarvett has found some firepower. He's found something in the second set. Able to get a little bit more momentum. Let's actually hop on over to court number 3. Let's see if Vincent Morisco is able to split sets here. And he was. Okay, now let's see about court number 2. Let's see what's going on 2 because it was a pretty tense first set there between Balciunas and Nin Wenzhen. And now we see it looks like 6-4, 2-all upon last check. We'll see if so 3-2 now. 3-2 for Princeton. Nidwin Johnson has certainly found his rhythm a little bit in the second set and perhaps found some more aggression too. And that's some quick tennis there from Nidwin Johnson. Quick to the net, quick back for that overhead. It's really good footwork. It's oftentimes a lot more simple or comfortable to move side to side in a match, and moving up and back can feel like a struggle, especially if you're nervous. But that was really impressive from Nidwin Johnson. It's really nice footwork. All right, well, this is a great match, but I think it's time to jump back to court number 4 as we are now 2 hours into this match, and we're still in the first set here between Sebastian Sek and Stian Clausen. Huge swing +1. Huge service swing. Big swing volley. Looks like Clausen is maybe able to swing a little bit more freely now that he's down. It's a tough balance because if you go from being really nervous to like really swinging out, all of a sudden it can feel a little bit out of control. So we'll see if Clausen is able to work his way back into this. As a player and coach, I always found it more helpful to gradually swing through again when you find yourself a little stuck. That's really good tennis.
Top up,
We
top
see
up.
Clausen starting to find his range again, starting to swing through again.
It's actually pretty good when straight.
Meanwhile, we are starting the third set on court number 3. In the span of 11 games, here on court number 4, we're already into a third set on a different court. That is wild. And that's a tough miss, but the right play from Stan Clausen. Sebastian Sek just making him hit one more ball. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Wow, that was an amazing save from Clausen. Oh, that could have been very tough. That's great defense from Sebastian Sek. Fortunately for San Diego, Clausen was able to take that backhand volley, redirect it, stay calm. That's the positive of when you are controlling a point, is you don't have to be perfect. And as long as you hit to the place where your opponent is not, at the end of the day, you will likely win the point. That still certainly could have been a tough moment, though, had Clausen missed that volley. That is a great return from Sebastian Sek. That is a wonderful return. So it is the first set for Princeton as we change ends. That is a wonderful turnaround from Sebastian Sek. Well played from Clausen, but not able to get over the finish line there. So the first set on court number 4, 7-5, goes the way of Sebastian Sek and the Princeton Tigers. So it's 3 first sets for San Diego, 3 first sets for Princeton. But, disclaimer, we are now in the third set on court number 3. So it seems like the momentum overall still with San Diego. Oliver Tarvett has found some second set life here on court number 1. That ball sailing just wide off the racket of Nchospe. Off the racket of Tarvett, rather, as Nchospe hanging in there. And it seems like Oliver Tarvett has really started to swing out a little more. Because in the first set we were seeing Nchospe basically take every rally ball and just redirect it. Whereas here, at least Nchospe had time to set up and load for that ball. That forehand a little bit too much off the racket of Tarvett. Inchospe has a really nice ability to kind of be a chameleon a little bit. So in the first set, Inchospe was just stepping in and ripping. Now that it seems like Tarvit has tried to do that, Inchospe is able to still take a step back, create enough power and spin and control and all the good things, and depth, so that it's not easy for Tarvit to control the point. He's just kind of... Inchospe is being, like, really good on neutral right now. Ball just wide. Tarvit trying to rush Inchospe, which again, smart strategy. Really connecting with the coaching staff between every point. Always love to see that in college tennis. Take advantage of the coaching. You get it for free. You can coach within a match in college in between every point. It's a battle on almost every court right now. That's great tennis from Oliver Tarvit. It feels like both players are being so intentional with where they're placing the ball. Every ball really has a purpose. And a lot of coaches say that in practice, and it kind of goes in one ear, out the other. But we're seeing what it looks like because Oliver Tarvit has a little bit more time right now. The ball that Inchospe is hitting is a little slightest bit more towards the middle and less angle, so Tarvit is able to step in. And he's not stepping in and overdoing it. He's stepping in and hitting to big targets. Very impressive. And there it is. So it's a 4-2 lead for Oliver Tarvit and the San Diego Toreros. Nerves are kicking in. And especially with such big servers, it puts even more pressure on the opponent to always deliver. And basically, if you're not holding, then you're behind. You're in a hole. You have to find your way out of it by playing some great game to break, and that just puts so much pressure on the serve. Looking across the courts right now, seems like we are potentially heading to third sets on multiple courts. There is a very good chance of that. Here, Balciunas is doing everything he can to keep that momentum. The 4-3 game is a very dangerous game. The 4-3 game is often when your opponent plays their best tennis because their back is against the wall and then they're swinging freely because they already lost the first set. So they're just trying to stay in it. Very impressive tennis from Balciunas, continuing to swing through, continuing to just try to move the ball around, play high percentage tennis, but also have a lot of racket speed on the ball. It's a beautiful point there from Princeton. Needwin Johnson is just all over that. Taking that volley and such a smart placement there. Short angle, nothing wild, but short angle, clearly a winner. On the court to the right side of our screen, court number 3, all the way down there, we do see Vincent Morisco from San Diego taking a 2-1 lead in that third set. So we will keep our eye on that third set. That entire match could be over before we are even midway through the second set. On court number 4, that set that just finished, that 7-5 set. An hour and a half first set is a wild notion. Another great volley from Needwin Johnson. So it's 4-2, turning to 4-3. And then 4-3 now to 4-all. So we are certainly rolling here. If you are a Princeton Tiger, Needwin Johnson with a huge second burst of life here. Meanwhile, on court number 6, Neo Niedner continuing to do the work at the bottom of the lineup. Unspoken heroes, if you ask San Diego right now. It's a great serve from Alexander Mitrich, though. Neo Niedner has continued to quietly do the work here on 6. There are no fans over on the right side of our screen, so it's a little bit quieter down here. Niedner has been very consistent, playing with big targets, playing within himself. Nice depth, too. Good depth on the ball. That was nice switch up there from Alexander Mitrich. Down a set in 5-2, you've got to change it up. Smart from Mitrich. And for Mitrich, the goal right now, likely, is, hey, stay on the court. Your teammates are battling. You need to stay on the court, and you need to do everything you can to make this match last longer. It doesn't matter if you have to tie your shoes between every point. You've got to make this match last longer. That's one way to do it. That serve +1 is certainly one way to do it. That was a great hold from Alexander Mitrich. That was a beautiful way to swing through. And sometimes it's not enough to just make your opponent play when you're down a set in 5-2. And Mitrich proved that. He started stepping in, created a higher quality ball, took a little bit more risk, was rewarded for it. Now, Niedner will have to serve it out, so at least the pressure scoreboard-wise and serving-wise is on Niedner. If possible, let's go double box with court number 2, since Valsiunas is up a set and it is close in the second. So the score is 4-all on court number 2, I believe. Even though it says 4-3. Meanwhile, here on 6, though, we do know it's 5-3. Great overhead there from Neo Niedner. And I like how Neo Niedner has just been so even keeled throughout this whole match. He hasn't been so high, he hasn't been shouting at all in terms of cheering on his team or anything, but he also has been very positive, and his body language has been positive this whole time. So in a way, it's that perfect number 6 body language that you want to see from a number 6 player. Super solid tennis, super solid physicality, just making his opponent play, but also hitting a really high quality ball in doing so. So we change ends, left-hand corner of our screen. It's 5-4 now for Balciunas. We can go full screen on court 6. See if Niedner is able to serve this one out. We'll head back over in a bit after that changeover. So the chair confirms the call. Neo Niedner showing all the experience in his senior season. Remember that last season Neo Niedner was 6-0 at number 5 and 6 for the Toreros. So this is his position. He owns this. Neo Niedner owns the 5 spot, but he really owns the 6 spot. And it's such a privilege on a team if you have a player like Niedner, who's a senior, who's absolutely excellent, won 24 and 11 overall in singles last year, and you say, you know what, you're going to play 6 for us. It's a huge return there from Alexander Mitric. Mitric certainly has the weapons, especially on that lefty forehand. Beautiful return. So a huge return and then a missed return. That's tough. Because right now Mitric has to be near perfect to stay in this match. It's a tough mess.
Let's go, Shorty. Right here. Right here.
After 2 hours and 20 minutes of battling, it's still 1-love. Still 1-love San Diego in this overall match. But this is the first chance of a potential opportunity for the Toreros to break this one open. And there's one match. Neo Niedner 6-1, 6-3 over Alexander Mitric. That was a huge opportunity there for the Toreros, and they took it. Neo Niedner with such a solid senior year performance for the University of San Diego. So San Diego now leading 2-love overall. So Niedner takes that one. And here we are, up a set in 5-4 for Balciunas, and a match that could become quite complicated. Nope, it's not that complicated. Balciunas, 6-4, 6-4. There it is on court number 2. In a hard-fought match, though, from Princeton. But it's a straight-set victory for San Diego on court number 2. So there we go. In the span of 30 seconds, it is now 3-love for San Diego, and all of a sudden, Toreros just need one more singles match. After 2 hours and 20 minutes of battling, 30 seconds makes this match go from 1-love to 3-love for the Toreros. Oliver Tarvett now with the lead, but Paul Nchaspe in the second set continuing to battle. And again, the Nchaspe serve is so powerful that you wonder how it's possible to really break this serve consistently. I mean, clearly, Tarvett has been able to do that this set, but it's a tall order to do it twice and to be able to consistently find open court off that serve return. That's great tennis from Oliver Tarvett. And it's interesting that Nchaspe has actually not moved back from the baseline at all. He's kind of staying on the baseline, looking to still take time away from Tarvett. And it was working in the first set, but it seems like Tarvett is able to cut down the unforced errors and step in a little bit more, rush Nchaspe. That ball just missing. It was a good idea from Tarvett. It was going to be a super deep return. As much as I want to stay on this court, I think we have to hop on over to court number 3. Let's just quickly check, because after dropping the first set, Vincent Morisco is up a set in 3-1. It's now 3-2. Okay, we can go back. Let's hop back on over to our top court then. I just want to make sure that had not become 4-1. Paul Nchaspe battling here. Trying to hold serve to keep himself in the second set. That's an incredible point. The fact that Oliver Tarvett lost that point 7 times yet still won it was amazing. Both of these players are playing so close to the baseline. They're just taking the ball so early, rushing one another. But technically, they're excellent. So they're really not being as rushed as they should be. We change ends at 5-4 Oliver Tarvett in the second set. Paul Nchaspe, very impressive performance to hang in the second set. Looks like Tarvett thinks the game is still going on. Oh, never mind. It is still going on. The player on the sidelines, that was not Paul Nchaspe. So yes, we will stay on this game to watch as many points as possible of this match. Such a high quality match. actually, we are heading to a third set on court number 1, so looks like that is the set, but actually in favor of Oliver Tarvitz. So we are going the distance on court number 1, and guess what? We're going the distance on court number 5 as well. Let's hop on over to 5 because that third set is just starting between Lambert Ruland and Milan Markovic. We are just starting here. Lambert Ruland starting things off for the Toreros with some pretty quick serve +1 action getting up to net. That was a great return from Milan Markovic. That was basically one of the only places that he could have placed that to make Ruland have to stretch and miss the volley, and he did. He hit that spot. That was amazing. Milan Markovic is able to dip that backhand so nicely, which is impressive with a one-hander. I mean, having a one-hander is tough as is, but to be able to take a high kick serve, drop it low like that, very cool. So Tigers are telling Princeton, hey, if you want to win this match, you're going to have to win it a few different times. Tigers are staying out there absolutely battling, digging deep. Let's hop on over to court number 3 as Morisco and Ardilla are in their third set. Let's check in with the score here. It is 3-all. Seems like there is quite a lot riding on this third set because at the end of the day, we have 2 third sets just starting on opposite ends of the lineup. Certainly going to be very important if Princeton wants to make a comeback run in this match. It is on Landon Ardilla right now.
No, come on! Come on!
And that's one way to do it if you're Landon Ardilla. Morisco just going for a little too much there. Ardilla's come up with such great defense this match that it makes sense that sometimes Ardilla would feel the need to overhit a little bit. Seems like that's happening. So we have our timestamp of 2.5 hours. We have first sets just starting, third sets just starting rather. After we saw 3 first sets go the way of Princeton, 3 first sets go the way of San Diego. San Diego ends up with 2 straight set victories, but the rest of these matches have gotten a little spicy. So it's 3-love overall for San Diego. San Diego coming in at number 16 in the nation. The last matchup between these 2 teams, reminder, was back in 2023. That was a 4-3 win for Princeton. That was Princeton's first ever win over San Diego since 2005. So this is a great opportunity for... Wow! Okay, Landon Ardilla. Oh, the ball was called out. Overruled. Oh, not overruled. Ardilla went for the line there, that's for sure. Whether he meant to or not, the ball was very close to the line. There's no way to tell from our broadcast booth where that landed. So it appears to have been a no-ad deuce point. That much is clear. We have Morisco getting water. We have Ardilla refusing to change ends. So it's going to be 4-3 for one of these teams, but it's unclear what the initial call was, but it was probably out. And perhaps Ardilla didn't hear it. Oh, he's going back? Oh, we have another chair umpire coming. It's a big moment in the match. I understand. All right, so these two we'll discuss for a minute. Let's continue to bring you the action. We will figure out what happens here, but it seems like there's more discussion than tennis going on. So let's go to court number 5. All right, so it's 1-love for San Diego. San Diego up 3-love. And it seems like for Lambert Ruland to be able to win the first game, especially in this fashion, he breaks Milan Markovic to win the first game in this third set. So far, momentum obviously with Toreros. So it's actually a 2-love lead for Lambert Ruland, who has seemed to be able to turn on the Jets after dropping that second set. So the nice thing for San Diego is that they already have 3 matches. The other nice thing is that Lambert Ruland has seemed to take no time to recover after dropping the second set. That was almost an incredible shot from Milan Markovic. Very close, but not quite. It just takes so much pressure off your teammates if you have multiple pathways to victory, because then it's not a 4-3 situation, at least right now it's not. It could easily be in a few more hours, considering that a lot of these matches are extremely close. The fact that we are in third sets, and obviously the start of these third sets has been quite tight, except for here on 5. We have a potential breaking the match open situation here for Lambert Ruland. Okay, so update. It seems like Landon Ardilla on court number 3 has gone up 4-3. So it seems like that backhand down the line that was highly contested was in fact called in. It was unclear exactly what the order of events was, but final decision was that that ball was in. So Landon Ardilla leads 4-3. And we change ends here with Lambert Ruland in the lead. So let's hop back on over to court number 3, because that seems to be where the drama is. Morisco and Ardilla. Sometimes you get rewarded for just going for a wild shot like that backhand down the line. And it wasn't even that wild. I mean, Ardilla was off the court. He needed to go for something. But that's certainly going to be tough for the momentum and the ego of Vincent Morisco after a moment like that. Tough for the ego of anyone. After your opponent rips a backhand down the line on a no-ad deuce point 3-all in the second set. I mean, that's tough to come back from, but coaches often say that you just have to be able to wipe the last point, just like it didn't happen. Even though it feels like points, especially no-ad points, weigh a lot more mentally and emotionally. Seems like that one point has allowed Vincent Morisco to win the last few points. It's kind of been a bit of a domino effect here on 3. That was a good return from Vincent Morisco. So Ardilla certainly with the momentum advantage right now. Meanwhile, on court number 4, I mean, San Diego literally refuses to lose any matches. Stian Klaassen drops the first set 7-5 to Sebastian Sek. Guess what? It's 4-1 now for Klaassen in the second set. After that 7-5 first set that took over an hour and a half, San Diego is just able to wipe that and move on. Wipe it from the memory. That was amazing. So that's probably going to go 3 sets. I don't even know if we're going to get there. The match might be over before that. Landon Ardilla all of a sudden just stepping in and ripping. And sometimes that happens when you get confidence from a shot, especially a low percentage shot that happens to go in. Now it's 5-3 for Landon Ardilla. This is a must-have moment for Princeton. And a must-have moment for all the other players on the court to give Landon Ardilla the chance to get 1 point on the board for the Tigers. It's wild that the score is 3-love right now. We're approaching 2 hours and 45 minutes into this match, and San Diego has refused to lose a match. This is what Landon Ardilla needs to do to win a match over Vincent Morisco. Basically, paint lines. Basically. All right, let's go double box. Let's bring in court number 5 because I am concerned. It was 3-love upon last check. If Lambert Ruland is going to run away with this one. Let's see what's going on. Okay, the score does still say 3-love. Which is hard to believe considering it's been a minute since they changed ends, but that's okay. All right. Let's go full screen then to court 3. Let's go back full screen to court 3. Let's just watch this game full screen, and then if this match is still going on, we'll go double box. Oh, wow. Landon Ardilla took that ball so early that Vincent Morisco was literally following through on the serve, and the ball was already gone. And there it is. Landon Ardilla from side to side absolutely puts that point on the board. There's no other way to say it. 6-1, 2-6, 6-3 over Vincent Morisco. That was a tremendous win for Landon Ardilla. in a match that was really well fought from Morisco. That was great tennis on court number 3. Hard to believe that was number 3 singles. So Princeton, quite truly, gets on the board for the first time over 2.5 hours into this match. Lambert Ruland, though, is rolling. That's for sure. Positive body language, good composure, finishing points on top of the net. Lambert Ruland continuing to play a nice conservative baseline game, but then all of a sudden, as soon as the ball's shorter, he's stepping in and ripping. Very solid from the baseline, but great volleys. Bit of an unlucky let cord there. For the Toreros, Tigers will take it. We see our updated score. It's 3-1 for Ruland. And that ball paints the line. I had to wait a minute to talk about that one because that one was the same ball that Ardilla hit at 3-all in the third set. That was the same backhand down the line on the far side. Lambert Ruland just rips that out too. Coaches often say that you know you're playing well if your backhand down the line is working. And I feel like for a lot of these players, their backhand down the line is on today. Beautiful serve there from Ruland. So we change ends. That's 4-1 for Lambert Ruland. Meanwhile, let's head on over to court number 4 because Stian Clausen looks like he's going to close out that second set against Sebastian Sek. And perhaps he did? No, they're still playing. So it looks like we are potentially going the distance on 4 as well. That's a nice point construction there from Clausen. Sometimes for Stian Clausen, I feel like he has such a loose arm and so much power naturally on that forehand that sometimes it flies on him just because he's not fully finishing the swing enough to just bring that ball down. But, I mean, he just has so much natural power. right, let's head on over to court number 5, where USD has that 4-1 lead in this third set. We can tell people are locked in on this match. For Princeton, cheering for Milan Markovic to find a way to just stay alive here. Continue this third set, continue this match. For Lambert Ruland, his teammates are probably telling him, all right, you're up, you have the momentum, let's finish, let's step in, let's keep on ripping the ball to corners, obviously in a smart way, in a high percentage way. I mean, Milan Markovic, that serve is unreturnable. I mean, when you're playing a service game like that, Lambert Ruland has nothing to be upset about. That is just too good. All right, 4-2. In a way, I feel like Lambert Ruland got a little lucky with that because Markovic had that forehand. Although he was running, he was more set up for that. Could have hit a passing shot. Didn't make it. But that's okay because Lambert Ruland was still being aggressive. And in this match, in this third set especially, we've seen Lambert Ruland all over the net. That's such a tough point. Lambert Ruland just staying alive, digging deep. That was such a good point, such a good setup from Milan Markovic. And what you've got to say to your player after that, great point, great setup. Stinks to miss the overhead, but that was really good defense from Ruland. Almost every point Lambert Ruland has started on neutral, he's ended at the net. Whereas when he's been on defense, he just made Markovic hit ball after ball after ball after ball. So it's kind of exhausting right now to be Milan Markovic because you feel like you can't hit the ball really neutral or short. And then when you're being aggressive, the ball's going to keep on coming back a million times. Lambert Ruland is totally being a chameleon right now. Yeah, that's too good from Lambert Ruland. So it's 5-2 for the Toreros as we change ends. All right, well, let's head on over to court number 4. As Clausen does have that 5-2 lead. Meanwhile, on court number 1, Oliver Tarvett is up 3-love in the third set. So there are multiple pathways to victory here. I am curious to see if Clausen's able to close out this second set, though. That's a really nice backhand from Clausen. He was brave enough to step in and rip it. Got rewarded. For the most part, good things happen when you step in. For the most part. But you have to be stepping in with confidence and with patience. And also with the expectation that the ball is going to come back. I feel like with those conditions met, then good things will happen. That's huge. Stian Klaassen is staying aggressive, staying patient, staying calm. I mean, none of us are ever really calm on the court. I would say staying grounded. All right, let's head on over to court number 5 and go full screen. Because Lambert Ruland is up 5-2. Great tennis from Milan Markovic. Oliver Tarvet now up 4-love, so from 3-love to 4-love in the second set on the top court. It's a nice forehand from Lambert Ruland. Again, really nice margins there. Milan Markovic was not necessarily stretched out in a way that he was defending a winner. He was more just defending a really high quality deep ball that pushed him right near the doubles alley. It's great serving from Milan Markovic. Milan Markovic has just refused to lose this whole match. You drop the first set 7-5, pretty disheartening. Markovic just turns around, wipes that, plays the second set, wins 6-3 in the second set. And now fighting back, down 5-2. Against a Lambert Ruland who has really been incredible at both defense and offense in this third set. Markovic still battling. It's great serving from Milan Markovic. All right, let's go double box. Let's bring court 1 in. Oliver Tarvet up 4-love over Paul and Chospe in the second set. On court number 1, because we do have these 2 third sets on courts 1 and 3, 1 and 5 rather, with court number 4 just starting their third set. That's unbelievable for Milan Markovic. Are you kidding me? Oliver Tarvet seems all gas and no brakes. Tarvet looking to maintain that lead, extend it over Paul and Chospe. After such a great first set, it seems like Chospe has been a little overwhelmed with just the mere adjustments that Oliver Tarbett has made. The fact that Tarbett was willing to step up right to the baseline and take the ball early and be more aggressive and also more consistent in that second set. I mean, Tarbett did all the right things, cut down the errors and stepped in. All right, let's go full screen to court number 5. Ball just wide. It's really, really deep return from Milan Markovic. And again, San Diego has just been the more vocal team, and that counts for something, especially when you're playing at home. Seems like that 2023 matchup with Princeton here in San Diego, that was the last time they met when Princeton took that 4-3 win. Seems like the Toreros have not forgotten that.
Let's go! Take those, man. Let's go.
Remember, Ruland continuing to build. Let's quickly, very quickly, check in with court number 1. Okay, let's make it double box. All right, it's a race to the finish line for the Toreros. And with such a muted celebration, it's over. Lambert Ruland, 7-5, 3-6, 6-3 over Milan Markovic. It's over. This match is done. It's a 4-1 victory for the USD Toreros, the number 16 team in the nation. So San Diego men's tennis improving to 10-4 on the season. San Diego did not make indoor nationals this year. Just take a minute and figure that out. Take a minute and realize that Princeton and San Diego didn't make indoors. This is the level that we're seeing right now. It's March 14th. And these teams did not even play in, so far, the biggest team event of the year. That is wild because it was such a high level of tennis. We are exactly 3 hours into this match, and it was 4-1 for San Diego. These matches were such grinds. They were so close. Princeton absolutely brought the fight. The Tigers dropping to 13-5 on the season. They are the 2026 ECAC champions. And Princeton has so much to be proud of. Head coach Billy Pate in his 15th season leading the Tigers. So much to be proud of for that squad. But San Diego Toreros, give me a break. It did not matter how long it was going to take them. They only dropped 1 match. They lost 1 point. So now they improved to 8-1 overall against Princeton since 2005. They certainly got their revenge after that 4-3 loss to Princeton here in San Diego 3 years ago. What a way to turn things around for the San Diego Toreros. 10-4 on the year. University of San Diego coming up with such an incredible matchup. And now it's going to be a quick turnaround. San Diego will face Harvard on Thursday, March 19th, this coming Thursday, following that match they will take on Columbia. So it's an Ivy League matchup for San Diego for the next 2 matches at least. So the University of San Diego Toreros 10-4 on the season with a 4-1 victory over Princeton in such a high quality match. It's been so much fun to spend the afternoon, spend the evening with you all. This is Peri Sheinin on behalf of Cracked Racquets. We'll see you again soon.